Today we're discussing the brand new Water Simulation coming to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 21. Now we've got a lot of info to cover and no time to waste, so let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, water in 7 Days to Die is kind of a mess, and it has been for a very long time. To say that water was in desperate need of some attention is an understatement, and a water fix has been high on players' wish list for several years. Well, it looks like Alpha 21 may just be giving water the attention it desperately needs. So today we're going to discuss the changes coming to water in Alpha 21. But before we begin, I have recently launched a revamp to the membership perks. So if you'd like to support the channel directly, consider becoming a member of Savin's Court. You'll find a link to my Patreon page in the description below. Patreon memberships really do go a long way and help me continue to provide you folks with videos just like this. So with that being said, let's get to it. Now the change to water that I'm referring to will impact how water acts in the world. This is completely separate from the drinking water rebalance that we've discussed in previous videos. This change will affect how water looks, flows, and interacts with blocks. So let's jump into the Alpha 21 Dev Diary to see what changes are coming. Under the section entitled Water Simulation, we find this: all new water coding. Water is no longer a block, but a water voxel, and water voxels flow into neighboring voxels that are marked to allow it, which means water can now be in the same space as a block. In Alpha 20, water does not interact well with certain block shapes. Due to how it's currently coded, water does not flow properly. Instead of filling the empty space as water naturally would, it hits the edge of the block and stops, causing water to look more like a jiggling jello mold than actual water. Well, in Alpha 21, water will be completely recoded to allow it to flow properly. It should be able to fill the gaps and occupy the same space as blocks. However, it does not flow or fall continuously like a river or a waterfall. So there will be some limitations with the new water simulation. Now that gives us a basic rundown of how water will interact with the world, but how will the player interact with water in Alpha 21? I think it is safe to say that player movement in water leaves much to be desired. Currently, there is no real swim animation. Instead, the player just sort of walks through water. If you stop moving, the player starts to sink, and trying to resurface looks more like levitation. Player interactions with water look stiff and completely unnatural, and trying to cross a body of water is excruciatingly slow and tedious. As a result, most players avoid interacting with water like the plague. Well, it seems Alpha 21 may change all of that. As we see here, player movement in water has been enhanced. Now, unfortunately, this section does not provide much in the way of details. We can only speculate what the Fun Pimps mean when they say enhanced. Does this mean a new swim animation? Will player movement feel and look a bit more natural? Will water interactions be less slow and tedious? At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I just don't know. We shall have to wait until Alpha 21 drops and see for ourselves. So with the new water simulation coming to Alpha 21, what possibilities will this change open up for the future? Could this mean more water-based POIs are on the way? Will underwater bases become a bit more doable and viable? Could we see water-based vehicles or new enemies lurking in the watery depths? While nothing has been officially announced, it does make one wonder.
You know, I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads. Now, evidently, my cycloptic colleague informs me that that can't be done. Can you remind me what I pay you people for? Honestly, throw me a bone here.
It goes without saying that water in 7 Days to Die has needed an update for a very long time, and it appears that Alpha 21 will finally provide water that much needed attention. Alpha 21 will introduce all new water coding. Water is no longer a block, but a water voxel, and these new water voxels will flow into neighboring voxels that are marked to allow it, meaning that water can occupy the same space as blocks. This should allow water to flow and interact with the rest of the world in a much more natural way. However, water will not flow or fall continuously like a river or a waterfall. And player movement in water has been enhanced. While precise details regarding much of these changes are not known at this time, what we do know looks very promising. This may be just the beginning of changes coming to Water Simulation, but it seems to be a step in the right direction, and it opens up a whole world of possibilities in the future.
I got you a present.
Really?
Open the tank.
Open the tank!
Are those sharks with laser beams attached to their heads? Cool. You mean I actually have frickin' sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their frickin' heads?
I, for one, am really looking forward to this change, folks. We've been asking for a fix to water for a very long time, and it looks like that fix is finally here. But that is just one man's opinion, folks. And now I'd like to hear what you all think. So comment below and let me know your thoughts on the new water simulation coming to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 21. Now, if you found this video helpful and or enjoyable, and you wish to support the channel directly, consider becoming a member of Savin's Court. Simply visit my Patreon page, pick a membership tier, and join up. Every membership truly does help keep the lights on here in Savin's World, and allows me to keep those videos coming. Thank you all for your support. But for now, this is Savin saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll catch you in the next one.